Hey YouTube, New York Half-Ass Prepper here. I was over at my, it's not really my gunsmith, it's a company called East Coast Gun Bluing, which, last time I was over there a few months ago, I dropped off this, Colt revolver. This is a Colt 1877, and they call it the Lightning, and this particular variant is the shopkeeper model because it does not have, an extractor. It does have a loading gate over here. If I can get that. It's a loading gate, but in order to, which you can use to load the revolver, but in order to extract the rounds out of it, you have to remove the cylinder, and this pin comes out, and you can push the rounds out, the brass. So anyway, I was over there picking this guy up because I haven't heard from the guys in a couple months, and they promised to repair this revolver. This revolver is known as the gunsmith's friend. This was an early Colt. Believe it or not, this one is first year of production, so it was made in 1877. It has a very low serial number, and they were not very reliable. There's a lot of parts, internal parts in here, and it was designed by a guy named William Mason, who worked for Colt back in those days, and it was very complicated, and there's a lot of small parts and springs, and they rely on something called spring balancing to make these things work. So they were always problematic, and they remain problematic to this day. That no one's really come up with a good solution to make these things work reliably. So they tend to be very fragile. So I let them have it, so figured they could take it apart and tell me what's up. But if it was something simple like changing the hand or something, they could probably handle that. However, they failed, and they said, well, we can't fix it. They even took it out to a guy named J.C. Blauvelt, who is the gunsmith over here in this area. And they have a business relationship with that guy. And they called him and they asked him about it, if he could do something with it. And he says, nope, I don't even want that gun in my shop. I don't do them. I don't want to do them. So I was shit out of luck with this revolver. So I got some contacts out. But if anybody's a gunsmith and they're looking for a real challenge and wants to try to repair this for me, I'd be interested. So contact me. But I got a couple of the major Colt guys. I got some emails in, guys that work on these professionally. So we'll see if somebody wants to take a stab at it. Because it could make the difference between a $300 gun that doesn't work to a $1,000 gun. So it would be worth it to fix it. So anyway, this one is chambered in 38 long Colt, and then the name, the Lightning, was not given by Colt. It was given by distributors, and they made the Lightning, and then they made the big brother, which is the Thunderer in 41 caliber. So this is one of my auction scores. But anyway, while I was over there, I see this laying in the shop, a bunch of M1 Garand clips, and they're marked Springfield Armory on them. So I don't know how to date these, but they were cool, and since I have a couple of Garands, I snatched them right up. And then the big score was some 22 long rifle. He had bricks for $30 a brick, so grabbed a couple of those. And then I got the bad news on a Colt. So it's a neat old gun. I don't know if I'm ever going to fire it because no one's making ammo for it anymore. I suppose I could get a hold of some brass and some dies and load some. Get a hold of some black powder and load them. But this is a really neat old collectible firearm. And even my wife is somewhat anti-gun. She says, "Oh wow, that thing's beautiful. Is that really old?" She has. So it has some certain charm. Put it that way. So here's a nice look at the Colt 1877, and this guy was they were double action. See, there's actually marked Colt DA on the barrel, but it was Colt's first attempt at a double action. And I think a couple of the killers use these, like Billy the Kid, and there's another guy in Texas, the lawyer guy, had one of these. But other than that, they weren't really that popular as compared to the Colt single action army design, which is still in use today. People still buy those things in the form of the Ruger Vaquero and the Ubertis, and even the original Colts, which are still thousands of dollars to buy. So that's it. I'm out.